Okay, so in order to create a healthy self-esteem, it can't be about criticizing or minimizing. It has to be about celebrating. It has to be about celebrating your talents, gifts, desires, and feminine nature. So let's talk about what each one of these are just really briefly. Gifts are what you've been naturally blessed with. Every one of us comes to this earth experience with natural gifts. Gifts that we didn't necessarily work to develop, but things that come to us naturally, part of who we are, part of our natural gifts and abilities, and we all have them. So don't try and tell me you can't add any to your list. We all have natural gifts. Talents are what you've worked to cultivate. So this could be things that you enjoy. It could be music. It could be learning an instrument, learning to sing. It could be something in the arts. It could be something athletic. It could be something academic. But talents it's typically going to be an interest that you have, something you enjoy doing. Maybe you have some natural ability in it. Maybe you have zero natural ability in it, but it's something you work to cultivate. So that's the difference between gifts and talents. Desires are what you want to have happen or what you want to become. Okay. So let's take a minute and talk about desires, because I think there can be some confusion around desires or maybe some negative connotation around desires. So desires can be things around certainly our sexual desires. Desires can be desires for our professional career, desires for our family and our children, desires for the impact we want to make on the world. So there are a lot of different desires that we can have in life. So desires are an expression of your values. So this goes back to the work that you've done previously in identifying your values. Your desires are an expression, what you hope to become, what you'd like to create or be. So those are your desires. Healthy desires are not impulsive. They're not self-indulgent. They're not numbing or avoiding or something to console yourself. So it's important to understand what healthy desires are and are not. The difference between high desires and low desires. So this is something I learned through Jennifer Finlayson Fife's work. And I really love the distinction here. So high desires set you free and create good. Create good in the community, good in the world. Low desires create destruction. Low desires come from a place of emptiness or anxiety. Low desires are you're seeking someone else's approval. So the result of low desires is you and or other people are worse off. Let me use the example of a desire to be wealthy. So in and of itself, is the desire good or bad? It depends on what your motivation is. Is your desire to be wealthy in alignment with your values? So if it's a high desire, if it's creating good, my desire to be wealthy might be about creating safe shelters for animals. It might be about helping food banks so there's food for people who are hungry. High desire for wealth might be about helping single mothers. So a desire to be wealthy can be a high desire. A desire for wealth can also be a low desire. I want wealth so people see how important I am. I want wealth so I feel powerful. I want wealth so I can accumulate and have more stuff than anybody else. So that's just one example of a desire that could be healthy or unhealthy, could be a high desire or a low desire. So it's really depending on where are you coming from? What's your motivation? What's the value connected to this desire? So creating a healthy self-esteem means you celebrate. You celebrate your gifts, talents, desires, and feminine nature. You let your light shine. So for instance, in going back to the original story, those women who were talking about playing the piano, what if the conversation had been, I love playing the piano. It lights me up. I'm so grateful for the ability to play the piano. This is my favorite kind of music to play. It was so beautiful when I played and the other sisters were singing along. That just warms my heart. What if those were the kinds of conversations you were having when it came to your gifts, talents, desires, and feminine nature? So when you celebrate, when you let your light shine, when you let your gifts be seen, you are honoring yourself. You are honoring the Lord in how he created you, in how he made you, in sharing your gifts, talents, desires, and feminine nature. This is a critical part of having a healthy self-esteem. You cannot be disrespecting yourself and minimizing who you are and what you love and have a healthy self-esteem. There has to be a celebration, a sharing of your light. All right, so here's your exercise. Number 1, add to the list that you started. Now that we've talked a little bit about what gifts, talents, desires, and feminine nature are, add to your list. And number 2, identify 3 ways you're going to celebrate a gift, a talent, a desire, or a part of your feminine nature in the next month. And I want you to be specific and come at it from, I am celebrating, I am sharing my light in honoring myself and in honoring the Lord. I will talk to you in the coaching call on Thursday.